this matchup, but I'm sure Zane isn't necessarily going to be super phased by this. They do, frequent a bunch of the Long Island tournaments where, Yoshi tends to live out there. So we'll see how it shakes out here for Myles.
Yeah, Zane definitely has a lot of experience fighting Swirlers. But right now, really the challenge is, how do I actually get back on stage to be able to play this game? Because Myles' pressure has just been so solid, just not really letting Zane do Duck Hunt things so far. Right? Duck Hunt wants to be able to set up a bit of space for themselves, be able to set up gunmen and start throwing out some traps. But how do you do that when Myles is just constantly jumping in?
Yeah, we're seeing a steady diet of Nair and Fair. Zane going to go for the up B, but Myles not going to be able to get any sort of wicked punish on that. And once again, Yoshi's aerial mobility playing so huge in that stock, Dara, able to weave in and out of space so nicely in the forward and finishing out that first stock for Myles.
Yoshi's air speed, I'm so glad he brought it up. It's going to be so relevant to this matchup. Duck Hunt, not exactly the fastest, and he needs a lot of time to be able to set these traps up. So Zane, when they constantly have like a flying Yoshi in the face, getting in there, jumping in, and breaking space, it's so difficult to really execute your game plan.
Up to, but there we go. Zane taking advantage of the scrap situation as they are going to take their first stock in this match with the up air. So we are even up here and only about 30% separating the two, Dara. It's only one big exchange away from evening things up, but Myles once again going back to the offensive.
Wow, what coverage, and that is no double jump on Myles. Zane doesn't find the right tracking. I really like how Zane did not go through more clay pigeons after that first one. Yoshi has a bit of an easier time getting out of it, simply by virtue of having that double jump armor.
All right, here we go. We're essentially back to even percents. Great follow-up there from Zane as Myles going to opt for the high recovery and able to get around the ledge trap. But the back air will connect right there. And once again, Zane setting up shop with the various, Duck Hunt projectiles.
Ooh, and that clay pigeon on shield was so menacing because it bounces off and Zane can still detonate it when they do so pleased and not ready for it. Runs right into the can.
Yeah, the rogue can. Definitely something you have to be mindful of, but great job there from Myles, not letting the lead build up on him. That up air will even things up once again back at 0.
Yeah, this game is completely even now. Now Myles is playing back just a little bit. This is giving Zane the opportunity that they need to set up Gunman, extends the hitbox, but Zane is not going to get a punish on all of that extra lag.
And you see all that pressure coming out from the corner there, Dara. Wow. Looks like Myles is kind of find themselves in a rough spot here, but once again able to use Yoshi's quick airspeed to get back to center stage.
Zane is looking to catch one of these jumps. Myles just doing a really good job of maneuvering around Zane. Are they going to be able to find this tech chase? No, can. That is a frame 1 option. It is so fast. You got to be constantly mindful of it.
Yeah, frame 1 can. Definitely something you have to be mindful of. Here we go. As Myles nearing in the triple digits already, we've seen that Duck Hunt does have some explosive behind these hits. Myles almost getting the forward air spike. Doesn't get the forward air spike, but able to trade out with the can. Oh no!
And the knockback angle that time, I believe, that was an interesting interaction. I think the knockback angles actually combined instead of trading and letting Zane sort of escape with just like a hit of grenade, something like really similar to Snake. But the hitbox came out at the exact same time as the can one did. So that was really unfortunate for Zane. Man.
Yeah, that was a tight set. I think you'd say on paper that, both these characters definitely have a bit of a stigma against them. Yoshi, can make people just upset in general, but Duck Hunt naturally looked at as, more of a zoning character. But, I was actually talking to a few people in the building. Like, Duck Hunt's kind of got some sauce. Duck Hunt can scrap up close with you.
Duck Hunt's got sauce, but also Zane's got sauce. I am the biggest Zane stan in this whole venue, and I'm so happy to be seeing them succeed. I also really like, as this game progressed, Zane is slowly starting to really respect Myles' space, and has a really good understanding of the range that Myles can jump in on.
All right, but we're going right back to Pokemon Stadium 2 here, so let's see what the response is going to be, from Zane.
Wow. That setup was just so clean as well, because Zane was ready for Myles to land with an aggressive button on the shield, because Can would be ready to just punish Myles if they just ended up jumping in. That's a nail out of shield into the Can. Zane is just so efficient with this ledge trapping.
Yeah, you've seen so many scenarios where Yoshi can land with an aerial, or all it takes is one up tilt, and vertically Yoshi's combo game is very, very strong. So any sort of advantage you can give yourself to kind of even things up is worth it. My goodness, so much damage.
There is so much happening. It's so difficult to follow it too. But right now Myles is going to be looking to catch this landing, but ends up actually pressing the tilt in the wrong direction.
Ooh, the Yoshi crawl? Excuse me?
I've been seeing that a lot today, and I'm not really sure exactly what the intentionality behind it is, but Zane is going to be able to land back onto stage successfully and landing with a back heel and finds that stock.
Yeah, fortunate here for Myles, though, Dara. You know, Zane is at a relatively high percent. All it's going to take is one solid option from Yoshi, and he'll even things up. But Zane doing a good job putting the extra credit on.
Ooh. And again, just trying to trap Myles by using Gunman as a way to bait an option, maybe punish the end lag of it. But Zane just a little bit too slow on the follow-up. But either way, Myles is just struggling to be able to find this opening.
Yeah, this is exactly the scenario you feared, you know. But a great setup from Zane as they are so close to taking a 2-stock lead here. Myles forced to recover high, but, you know, like we mentioned, a couple of solid more hits from Duck Hunt, and this game is blown wide open.
Wow, and what a attack as well. Such amazing awareness from Zane. Right now, they're going to be the ones looking to be able to take this stock. Such a nasty position, but I'm so surprised the can didn't end up detonating on him.
Yeah, that was like a weird negative zone to have, but up air out of shield. We'll take that stuff for Myles, but at what cost? Yoshi sitting at 170, knocking on death's doorstep right now, and Zane trying to extend his lead even further, and finally does so.
Up tilt into the can, sure. Why not?
We'll take that. Yeah. At 190? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely like the biggest struggle of like Duck Hunt. It's like when you start getting to those really high percents. No way.
Yo, that was sick.
What? At what percent was Zane?
They looked like they were at like 70–80%. Regardless, though, Myles opening up a real, you know, exit plan here, but still, just like that, Zane able to regain the percent lead.
Again, I really like how patient Zane is with these clay pigeons. Not going for a lot of double clay pigeons, but finding that roll lead with the up smash. That was just amazing pressure from Zane. A lot of conditioning went into that. They just sat there, waited, and were able to find that kill.
Yeah, and listen, that could have gone either way near the end of that game. You know, Myles mounted one hell of a comeback on that second stock to bring it back to even. But, you know, Zane able to stay composed. Again, like you mentioned, sometimes Duck Hunt struggles to find the windows, you know, to get those kills reliably. But, you know,
Duck Hunt has some absurd damage output. Duck Hunt can get you from like 0 to 80 in like the blink of an eye, for sure. But then if you're not landing like those clay pigeon up airs, clay pigeon back airs, or finding like those smash attacks at ledge, that's when Duck Hunt can really, really struggle to be able to find those stocks. And so like we definitely saw Zane struggling a little bit there towards the end, but when you have goal leads with up smashes and you're in your opponent's head like that, who cares how late you can kill?
Yeah, no. If you can condition those kills like that, like you mentioned, you know, it can definitely make up for the fact that your opponent might be getting some extra, you know, extended life out of their stocks. But, you know, FD is going to be the choice here for Game 3. What do you think of the stage choice here for Myles, Zara?
This is so good for Yoshi because suddenly Duck Hunt has no platforms to be able to cover their head. You have like no safety above you, so you just have to make sure that your spacing is really precise and you can't get too comfortable trying to set up.
Yeah, nope, absolutely. And, you know, right now it's pretty even across the board, only 30% separating the two. You're seeing a little bit more of a reserved approach from Myles here, opting to throw a few more eggs. Eggs haven't really been a huge factor in the set so far, so you know we'll see if that finds Zane an opening, or maybe Myles an opening that they probably weren't able to find before.
Yeah, but Zane ends up fighting the way back onto the stage, going to be able to reset neutral successfully and mashes out of the grab. Myles getting maybe a little bit too ambitious with some of those pummels. And now Zane once again has that opening to be able to set up, using Gunman as a shield, setting up Cannon, Clay Pigeon. Just so much for Myles to be constantly worrying about as he tries to jump in.
Ooh, there we go, but the fair, not going to be able to get the tech on that into the up air. Will combo. So Myles striking first in his Game 3, but Zane once again right there within arm's reach of evening things up right now.
Oh, those eggs are giving Myles so much good coverage. Zane tries to catch that high recovery with the can, but the angle on that can sometimes be quite limited. That is a Duck Hunt off stage with no double jump. I do like the fact that Myles just chooses, hey, I'm going to go ahead and focus on ledge trapping instead of pushing in a little bit too far.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Zane. They're having a really hard time getting out of the corner. Able to get the back throw into the can, but still not enough to get the stock. Myles almost extending us into the 200 mark.
Yeah, Zane just really, once again, needs anything to be able to find the stock. And this big struggle of Duck Hunt just keeps coming back to haunt Zane. But a great catch on the jump out of shield is going to be able to close it out finally. Yoshi can kill right now with a good forward up air. It can happen.
Yeah,
Duck
we
Hunt.
saw kill around his percent on the first stock, so it's very much doable. So this is a very important stock here for Zane. Able to get a nice little conversion right there with the double fair.
Ooh, Zane tries to track Myles, but goes for the retreating aerial, keeping themselves safe. Even if they do whiff it, that can, so smart, give Zane the coverage that they need to be able to get back onto the stage. But now how will they be able to land successfully? That grab was huge.
Yeah, that was a big roll read, as you saw that Zane was showing her hand a bit, rolling into the can for coverage. But Myles right there to meet them with the grab. And again, this has become a lot closer, Dara. One solid hit
They're both
away.
fishing. They want this kill so bad. Zane finds a clay pigeon into back heel. He's just going to put on a good amount of damage onto the board. Gunman into can. That is Yoshi with no double jump, but Zane does not find that landing. But you know what? Another jump lead is going to be able to get it. Myles, I just feel like they're holding forward so much.
Ooh, almost getting the air dodge read right there did Myles, but Zane able to position himself nicely, and the saddest star KO of all time, the whimpering of Duck Hunt Dog. We're back at even game 3 here, Dara. Winner moves on.
That's going to be a really big clay pigeon. Zane gets that falling uphill, gets a second one. That is so much damage onto the board. Zane has a huge lead for themselves. Now, the question is, how do I actually keep Yoshi off stage for long enough for me to be able to put on the damage and find the stock?
There you go. Ooh, almost getting the up tilt to the start right there, but again, the can being a great get out of jail free card for Zane. The F smash almost connecting. That certainly would have spelled curtains for Myles, but refusing to say die.
This is so tense. Oh my gosh. But Myles is the one that still needs to be able to close out these stocks at the ledge. The way that Zane has been consistently keeping themselves safe with can, it's been getting them out of disadvantage so consistently, and Myles has yet to find too much counterplay.
You see Zane searching for this kill right here, as is Myles going off deep, and a great tech right there. That is a game-saving tech for Myles. Oh my goodness!
Jumps right into it. The KO spikes come out, but that's not going to be it quite yet. Zane tries to find this landing, but Yoshi just moves so fast, is able to cross up Zane successfully. Myles is playing so evasively, but that's going to be no DI on the can, and Zane actually going to be taking it.
Yeah, that was a closely fought game 3 right there. And again, after losing that first game, you think that, Zane might have faltered a bit, but no, they managed to, pull that through in, winning 2 straight games there. And yeah, listen, on Yoshi's counter pick like that, like we mentioned, FD being such a good choice right there.
Yep.
And, it showed that was a last, hit scrap. There was a couple of instances where Myles definitely could have won that. But Zane will be the victor, as they're going to be moving on in, I believe they're still a winner's bracket.
Yeah, they just took out Atomisk and they just beat Myles. This is such an amazing run for Zane right now. I'm so proud of them. Shout out to Zane. I'm really proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, big fan. Absolutely.
Massive fan. What I would like to say also is that Duck Hunt is the kind of a character that ages like wine over the course of a set.